Hey, we're Saints. Happy Tuesday. Glad to have you beautiful people in with us. We are glad to welcome you all to our Crucifixional Life stream. This week we're talking about living your best life now. And as we explored yesterday, the idea that we want to impart about living your best life now is not a selfish or a self-motivated way of life where you just get everything you want, but it's a life that is crucifixional so that you become the best man or woman that you can be, right? So in other words, we're trying to call you out of the mediocrity that the secular narrative wants to kind of push us into and call us, challenge us, motivate us into living our best life, not selfishly, but for other, to be crucifixional. For indeed, a man or a woman becomes the very best that they can be when they are living a Christ-like / crucifixional life. So that was the message that we tried to unpack yesterday. Today we're going to start talking about how do we do that? How can we live our best life now? And one of the things that as we were discussing our internal team, what does that even mean? And Eli, who's on our team, said to us, he's like, when I think about living my best life now, what I think about is that, in this very close-knit time frame, maybe a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead, and maybe looking back on a week or a 2-week period behind me, that really I'm happy with what's happening right now. And it's like, as I was listening to Eli and we were discussing it, life has those hills and valleys. And we go through really good periods, and then it's followed by bad periods that go back again into good, and so on. This is the cycle of life. I think, as I understand what Eli was trying to say, was to live your best life now is to say, right now, I'm on one of those peaks. I'm on my way up the hill. Things are going really well. And I said, so what does that mean? I mean, like, how do we get away from that self-centered, secular narrative and find that things are going really well? And one of the things that he said that struck me the most, it was pretty cool. He was like, and I'm paraphrasing his words, that it's joyful. What I'm doing, I'm happy with where I am or what I'm doing. I'm doing something that I like and that I enjoy. And I thought about his words as he was saying that. Eli and Greg and myself, we were in the middle of an argument, discussion, not argument, fighting, but an argument about ideas about living your best life now. And I mean, we were giggling and laughing and throwing movie and song lyrics out at one another to give reference, to understand. We were cracking up. I won't tell you what we were talking about, but it was a joyous moment. And I thought, somehow, because Christ is our focus, because the cross is our focus, that in the midst of this, the Lord is present there, and there's joy in this. And I personally was really happy, not just to banter the ideas, not just to be in the presence of the Lord, but also to be in a place where I have chosen a life, a career, living my best life, with people I love, doing things I love, and working hard at it and seeing the fruit of the labors as God has blessed us with this grace. And as I was thinking about all this kind of stuff, Psalm 16 popped into my mind. Now, this is a beautiful verse because it's talking about joy that we find in the presence of the Lord. So when the Lord is present, we hear joy. Listen to these words. Thou dost show me the path of life. In thy presence there is the fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11. When God is present, there is joy, right? And so to live our best life now, to find that temporal, short-term joy that we were talking about with Eli the other day is to recognize that we have to be in the presence of the Lord. It's not that we bring God into our presence, because who are we to do that? But that we enter into his presence, right? So it's a nuance there. I got it. But the idea is that we are entering into the presence of Christ our God. And I think to do that, prayer, obviously, and worship and, all of those things that go there. But I want to throw something different or add something to that list. And that is that I don't want to say make Christ present. We enter into the presence of Christ when we live a crucifixional life, right? So if I'm imitating Christ, who conquered the great monster death by his cross, and I live my own type of cross-like life, a crucifixional life, he's present. Come on, man, he's there. I'm with him. Do you understand? And I may not be physically, obviously, don't forgive my silliness. I'm not physically holding on to Christ and touching and hugging him. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that when we live a crucifixional life, the Lord and his way is present in my life. Man, that's a very real presence. And though it's hard, and we're going to see tomorrow about some of the struggles and the hardships and the challenges that we face, it is joyful because I am in the presence of the Lord, because I know that unlike the secular narrative that tries to give us victory, only Christ and only the cross can give us victory, pulling us out of that mediocrity and into greatness. To help us do that, we created the Way of the Warrior Saint, which you can only find at the website above my finger. So I encourage you, beautiful Warrior Saints, share us. Get this word out there. I mean, we're trying hard. We're grinding every single day. We're working hard to get things rolling, and we're, thank God, things are rolling. But help us by sharing it. Share the website. Join us on the Way of the Warrior Saint. It's time to get some. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, keep walking on the Way of the Warrior Saint.